Donald Trump on January 6th complained about President Biden making the transition difficult. Chris Graham here for Augusta Free Press. Man, irony, whatever it is. Donald Trump complaining about Joe Biden making the transition as difficult as possible 4 years to the day of the January 6th, 2021 insurrection, which he led to overturn the 2020 election. He's officially the stupidest man on the face of the earth. Biden is doing everything, this is a Trump quote, Biden is doing everything to make the transition as difficult as possible, from lawfare such as has never been seen before to costly and ridiculous executive orders on the green news scam. What's he saying here? And other money-wasting hoaxes. He capitalized the word hoaxes for some reason. Fear not, these orders, he put that in quotes, will all be terminated shortly. We will become a nation of common sense and strength, MAGA. That's what the idiot in chief had to say about January 6th. Um, Congress had already voted by that point to certify his election. It took him 36 minutes. He won the election by 1.5 points. It took 14 hours to certify the 2020 election for some reason that is not lost to history. Um, it's funny that Kamala Harris oversaw yesterday's vote. Her predecessor, Mike Pence, Trump's first vice president, eventually oversaw the certification of the 2020 election on January 6th. Actually, wasn't into the early morning hours of January 7th before they actually voted. But one of the reasons was before he was able to certify the vote, Trump supporters chanting "Hang Mike Pence" had erected a gallows on the grounds of the U.S. Capitol. They were egged on by Donald Trump, who had tried and failed to pressure Pence into holding up the certification of Biden's 4.5 point win. 4.5 point win. That's three times bigger than Trump's. Um, Trump claimed, and he still claims this today, that the election had been stolen from him. Weeks of lies to that effect from Trump were the prelude to thousands of his supporters in a coordinated action. We all know it. They were overrunning the U.S. Capitol as Congress began to meet to certify the 2020 election. The insurrection led to 5 deaths of the immediate aftermath of January 6th, 174 injuries to police officers who tried to defend and protect the Capitol. 4 officers would die by suicide within months of the coup attempt. And that's all on top of. So talking about the transition being difficult, that everything that happened on January 6, 2021 was after 2 months of Trump administration's refusal to cooperate with the Biden transition team. They just did nothing to help them out and made it hard for them to do their job, to get the transition. That's why we have 2 months in between an election and the new administration taking over. There's things that have to be done between all the agencies, et cetera, et cetera. Now, keep in mind, I mean, the transition is difficult no matter what the circumstances are. But back in 2021, we had a COVID pandemic still raging at that time. We were in the middle of another surge of COVID cases because it's winter time in the United States. And so we had that going on. Trump had just initiated the dramatic withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan that he would later blame on Biden because that's what he does. This is the guy who complained about the transition yesterday. Meanwhile, just pointing out, we did not see thousands of Democrats gathering in D.C. to try to prevent the certification of the 2024 election. God knows we wanted to, right? Because it still can't believe that this guy's going to be our president. Um, but no, peaceful transfer of power. That's how our country works. There wasn't even a single protest from a Democratic lawmaker to the election. That's in stark contrast to the 147 congressional Republicans, including my congressman here in the 6th District of Virginia, Ben Cline, who voted against certifying the 2020 election. I mean, it's just, you can't make this up. And those votes were cast after Donald Trump's minions had overrun the Capitol and tried to seize power. That's all you can say is what they were trying to do, seize power. We still have not heard from Klein about the 2024 election certification, and that's not surprising.